Hello, guys. Welcome to our podcast. This is well, we still don't have a name for it yet, but we're thinking about it. We are open to suggestions. So this is gonna be we're not sure, but this might be a weekly podcast, right?
Yes, hopefully. I hope so.
Hopefully weekly, at least monthly, but probably weekly podcast that we've been wanting to do for like more than a couple of years now, right? We've talked about it for quite a while now. So the thing that we are going to be doing in this podcast is we're going to be discussing various topics like books. We are both big fans of reading. We read various books. Becky likes mostly sci-fi. I love sci-fi. Sci-fi has been always my favorite genre, but we might discuss different types of books. I like science fiction, I like fantasy, I like other genres. So whatever piques our interest at that time, we are going to talk about movies, TV shows as well, video games, and various other stuff if we feel like talking about it or if we want to talk about it at that time. But this is going to be the main focus of our podcast. So yeah, let me introduce myself. My name is you guys know me on Twitch. You know me as Elisar, but my name is Ivan, and I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I like all kinds of geeky stuff, and I've been streaming video games recently, but I also always wanted to do something like this as well. And this is my friend Becky. We've been friends for years now. We went to university together, and do you want to say something about yourself?
Yeah, I guess I could if I can. So recently I've decided to adopt a new, let's say, secret identity. I'm joking. A new public identity. That would be my sort of I don't know, pen name. Really, since I've been thinking, I've had enough pen names before, so I wanna focus on this one. It would be Peter Black. So
Peter Black. Okay, I've
It's
never
like,
heard of that. Okay.
Because I'm wearing black, and Peter is the English equivalent of Becky. So let's say Peter Black. It's simple, it's short.
So we're supposed to refer to you
Peter.
as Peter.
Yeah, just call me Peter. Yeah.
Okay. That's a new development. I've never heard of this.
I don't know. I just felt
okay, we're gonna call you Peter Black.
So yes,
okay.
Peter Black. Peter Black. No, that's too serious. So yeah, basically, as Ivan said, I'm interested in sci-fi books, novels, but also in a little bit more serious stuff related to real actual science, so not necessarily science fiction. I also like to watch TV shows, movies as well, especially. So yeah, anything
You're
related to science,
you're
really.
a video game guy, but you're not that much of a video game guy.
I'm
as
just
I
a
am,
Minecraft guy, not.
Yeah,
not
you're
video
mainly
games.
Minecraft. I mean, you play video games, but not as much
I
as
did before,
I
but not
did.
really now.
Yeah. I'm still a big fan of it. I always play video games. So yeah, I guess the games section is probably gonna be mainly me, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about games as well.
But you can still like what do they say? Give your 2 cents. How do they say that? Give your something about 2 cents. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be like the basic structure of the podcast. And yeah, I think we had like a short introduction. We'll talk more. I really hate. I know you guys can see this, like the reflection of the screen. I'm hoping to fix that. I don't know if you can see it on Twitch, but like my glasses
I
are reflecting
that,
the freaking screen, and it's really bugging me. When I'm streaming, I don't care so much, but this is like a bigger screen, so I don't know. Okay, so let's get into our first topic. So this is a test stream. This is a test podcast. So we picked some random topics that we were like throwing around. Some of it is new, some of it is like not so new, and we might have like more stuff about movie or TV show news and all that and that kind of stuff in the future. But we also might talk about something that we are like doing right now, watching right now, reading right now. So yeah, it's gonna be that. So as you guys can see this, the background right now is the theater. Although I don't know, this is like, I don't know if this is Chinese or Japanese theater or something. I just got it of the stock photos from Google. The overlay also, we can talk about the overlay. Sometime in the future, I hope to have an overlay. So this is like a temporary solution with the pictures. So we have like a movie theater. We have let me show you guys. We have where is that? A game arcade. Oh no! What happened to the arcade? Oh my god! Crap! What the heck? No, it worked perfectly yesterday. What the hell? Okay, so this is supposed to be like a full screen thing. Okay, and we have like a book library.
Okay, so I guess I'll be talking about games.
Which is not even showing up. What the heck happened? Crap. Okay, I guess we're gonna leave it with the theater for now because something is messed up with the overlays. So yeah, yesterday worked perfectly. Now I turn it on, it's fucking messed up. Yeah, sorry for cursing. I don't know. We shouldn't probably curse if we're doing podcast. Is it like? Yeah, is it? I
didn't.
I know. I have to look up. I have to look up. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about the details next time. So let's get into the topics that we have for today. So what do we have? Some television news first. So what were the most interesting topics that we both of us wanted to do? Yeah, Good Omens. Right?
Exactly.
Good Omens. So in case you guys don't know what Good Omens is, it's like book. It's just one book, right? Yeah, it was just one book written by Terry Pratchett.
Oh my god! Really... I think I have the book.
You do have it. Yep. Yeah. You said you read it recently. I read it years ago.
Yeah, I actually listened to it. Mm-hmm. I actually listened to it.
I might have given you that book. No.
No, I think
I had Good Omens. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's not important. So you read it recently. I read it years ago, and it's Terry Pratchett. I don't know. I'm guessing book readers, know who Terry Pratchett is. Discworld. The crazy.
Those who like fantasy.
Yeah, those who like fantasy, but also satire, also comedy.
Definitely.
Because Terry Pratchett is like enjoyed by people who are not into fantasy at all, because it's like hilarious, funny. They have those crazy like adventures and like satire, satirical, like I don't know. Satirical comments on human society and stuff like that, all in like a fantasy setting. So mainly Discworld novels. I've read mostly Discworld novels. I think he has a couple of non-Discworld books as well, but I've read mainly.
Probably does.
Yeah, and also it's a collab. It's a collab with Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman, also like really famous author. He wrote American Gods. He wrote Anansi Boys or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. He wrote a bunch of famous books. Some comic books as well. Sandman, I think. I don't know. So he's also really good author, famous author. So yeah, those two did a collab, and it's freaking awesome. It's about what is it about? You tell us, Becky, because you read it more recently. I remember the main points, but I don't remember the details.
It's about the end times.
Yeah.
The birth of the son of Satan.
Yeah, and you have like the Antichrist. You have like kind of demon guy and like an angel guy, and they kind of work together to stop the apocalypse, right?
Something like that. Exactly, because they're so used to living in this world, and they know that the apocalypse should happen, but they just really love it here.
It's basically kind of the plot of what do you call that movie? Kevin Smith, You know the Kevin Smith movie, Jane Silent Bob, Dogma.
A Dogma.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
actually
basically
this
kind
is
of like
about
Dogma, right?
yeah, it is. But in Dogma, you have these guys who were exiled from. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
These guys
kind of like it, right?
who were. Yeah, yeah. But okay, yeah. But yeah, only a better written story.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It's
I'm kind
obvious.
of joking.
I'm
I'm
joking. Yeah,
joking, of course.
I know, but yeah.
So yeah, and
Uh,
you have angels and demons. You have sentient cars or something, or no? I'm like I don't know if
yeah,
that's
actually, now when we
uh.
talk about this,
Mhm.
I really do believe there is another correlation between these two things, which is the fact that angels and demons are sexless. Which I've just remembered
In
now.
Good Omens.
I remembered in Dogma.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay. Yeah, I
remember in
remember
Dogma
in
there is
Dogma the
one.
famous scene with like the
This exactly, and then I remembered that in the book it's the same. Yeah,
where the Alan Rickman, I think,
yeah, Alan
was
Rickman.
in
Yes,
Dogma, and
exactly.
he like you
Showed
know,
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
like took off his pants, and then she was like, but there's nothing like a candle. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
yeah,
So you have four Riders of the Apocalypse. I remember that clearly. They were
yeah.
like,
But they only come at the end of the Good
yeah,
Omens.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they're just like side
And
characters. Not really
I don't
important.
remember
Yeah.
some of the other characters. I just remember the joke in uh, the car when he's driving a
Yeah,
car, and
I
for
do.
some reason
And it's burned up.
every
Yeah,
yeah, for some reason every CD or cassette that if you leave it long enough in your car, it turns into a Best of Queen or something, right?
yeah. Nothing
That
similar.
was
Yeah.
like what the heck.
Basically he was driving his Jaguar, if I remember, and obviously
Bentley, I think.
Bentley. Oh, I was
I'm pretty
mixed.
sure
I'm
it was
sorry.
Bentley.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it is Bentley.
yeah, you read
Yeah,
it
yeah,
more
yeah.
recently
Yeah,
than I did.
I didn't remember the name.
Mhm.
I remember it was some British car, but basically he was driving it so fast that the car is like a flaming torch. But so
Aha,
he
I
tried
don't
to get
remember
to
that.
this.
Uh-huh.
I remember that part. He was trying to get to the village because it's almost like the final part of the book to the Oxfordshire, and
Uh-huh.
Adam was
Okay, don't spoil it. Don't
get
spoil it for
stuck.
people like who
Yeah.
haven't read it and who haven't
Okay, just remember it's really funny part
yeah.
how he was
But yeah,
stopped by a
let me
boat.
see here. So the actual TV series is announced on Amazon, and
Mhm.
we're going to have like really good cast. Simon Pegg is gonna be like the angel guy, right?
Mhm.
And this other actor, no, is this David? That's David
It's
Tennant.
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Only Doctor Who for me.
Yeah, and the guy from Jessica Jones, the bad guy from. So David Tennant,
Will always be
Simon
the
Pegg. There's gonna be
Michael
like
Sheen.
some other. Michael Sheen. Who's Michael Sheen?
Yeah, he's the angel here. Well,
Hmm?
you don't know about Michael Sheen. Well, he is
I
the
don't remember that guy.
yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, I'll
He's
search.
he's. Have you seen the Underworld?
Underworld. Yeah,
About vampires movies, and yeah,
years
he's like
ago.
the bad
Mhm.
guy.
Ah,
The
Michael
only
Sheen.
werewolf.
Okay, so sorry. Is he alive? He's still alive.
Yeah, but he's not that old.
Oh, I thought he was pretty old, right?
No, I'm just checking his IMDb page. It's
Charlie
69.
Sheen. Michael Sheen is his dad, right?
No, not that Michael Sheen, the British one.
British Michael Sheen. Okay, never mind. Okay,
From
so
the
yeah,
Underworld series, he played these sort of
and looks
vampire.
like even Neil Gaiman is gonna be like one
Really?
of the actors here. It says feature. Oh no, panel. Okay, never mind. Yeah, and some other famous actors. John Hamm is gonna be the Archangel Gabriel. And some other famous actors. I don't know. I don't remember all of them, but yeah. It's gonna be on Amazon Video, and yeah, looks pretty cool. There was a teaser trailer. It looked the actual actors like David Tennant. I didn't even recognize him in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
I did actually, this weird haircut that he does now is just really cool. But I think he made it. They actually made him have such haircut specifically for the show. So I think
yeah, I'm sure.
it was similarly described in the book. So he does look a little bit frightening if you've seen the teaser trailer, especially his eyes and so on. But I think he will masterfully be able to present the comedy of this book as well. of this novel. Let's
Yeah,
say.
I'm sure. And Simon
Yeah.
Pegg, of course, is
Obviously,
Is that Simon Pegg? Is that that's maybe it's not Simon Pegg. I think
it's
it is.
not Simon Pegg. It's Michael Sheen.
That's Michael Sheen. It looks like in the photo. It looks like Simon Pegg to me.
It is
Do they
Simon
look
Pegg.
similar?
They look very much
Okay,
alike.
never mind. Okay, my mistake. Sorry, guys. I kept talking about Simon Pegg. There's no Simon Pegg in this movie. Okay, never mind. Okay, but yeah. Yeah. I know that guy. Yes. He. I don't remember where I've seen him, but yeah.
In the underworld. Okay.
Okay, Andrew.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you most looking forward to in the show?
Well, I hope that they will actually try to limit it, as it says here, TV miniseries to one season. As you know, the book is very self-explanatory. So
Yeah,
if they try
it's
to make
relatively
like
short
a
as well, I think.
cliffhanger and make something about the second movie, it would be really stupid and silly, like they did. I'm not really sure, but with The Handmaid's Tale, maybe it's good show. I haven't seen it, but they
I
basically
watched a couple of episodes. Yeah.
yeah, they ended the first season with the book, and then they started on the second season. So maybe it's good. I don't know, but I just feel like if they're actually going to introduce this novel, they should basically follow the book and just end it. One season, two seasons, doesn't really matter how many they do it.
Yeah,
but I don't think it should.
Pretty sure one season will be enough.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be too long. Just it, and if it's fun, maybe they can focus on doing other similar projects, which would be really good. So yeah, but not necessarily make it overly long.
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
no need, really.
yeah, and there's not enough material
Exactly.
for more than two seasons. Don't do The Hobbit. Don't do The Hobbit. You've seen The Hobbit, right?
Yeah.
Freaking Hobbit is a book that is freaking I don't have The Hobbit here.
You don't have it?
Yeah, this is Unfinished Tales. So this is like half of this. 300 pages. They did 3 freaking movies, and it sucked. Like, so much filler, so much unnecessary stuff. Why? For money, I know. Why? For money. But, yeah. Handmaid's Tale, I didn't even know that they were going to do a second season.
Yeah, actually, I think it's already
And they finished the story from the book, right?
Yeah, in the first season.
Why then? What's the...
Well, they created something new, but I heard positive reviews about the second season. I'm not really sure. Just a second when it will air. Actually, maybe there will be a third season as well. So yes, the second season already aired in April. Started in April and ended in July. So I think they are really, really going to season 3 and so long. But why? Yeah. Because they can. Obviously.
Because they can, yeah. But the basic story, the thing that they wanted to convey was like in the book. If they finish that,
I think in the first one, yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't seen the show, so I cannot.
Yeah, I haven't. I watched like the first 3 episodes, and that was like I already read the book. I watched the movie from the 80s or something. I think there was a movie from the 80s. Like I'm watching this same story for the third time. I don't I gave up. I mean it's a good story, but I already know it. Like it feels like by heart. I don't need to like read it again or watch it again or stuff. But yeah, one season definitely. A mini series would be good. They messed up a little bit. I mean, they didn't mess up, but I don't know if you watched American Gods. Also, Neil Gaiman's book. No, so American Gods is it's by Neil Gaiman. He wrote a book, and then they made a TV series, and they basically split the book in half in 2 seasons. But I think they made a mistake.
Okay, why?
Doing that. Because they were like stretching out the story already. There was not that much story for 2 seasons, I think. Although the series is good. It's interesting. They added like a little bit of more backstory to. I'm not gonna spoil it, to the wife of the character who dies at the beginning of the book, and she's a zombie now and stuff. So it's
okay.
It's
so yeah, so if it worked out well, then it's okay. But I didn't. I'll tell you one reason why I didn't watch I didn't want to watch American Gods, and it
Mhm.
may sound very silly, I know, but I just cannot imagine American Gods and creating, something like, sure,
Mhm.
yes, I'm not saying that there aren't and that Native Americans did not have gods and
No,
stuff like
no,
that, but
Becky,
it's just like I know,
you don't understand the concept. That's why you just read American Gods and you're
and
thinking,
that's
and
where I
you're
stopped. So
the story
what are they
is
doing?
the story of American Gods is the story of immigration, basically.
Oh, okay, then
It's
I could get
about
lost.
the gods that came from the old world, and of course maybe some gods that were from the native, but
Oh.
mainly gods that came from the old world with the immigrants, and the immigrants prayed to them, and they kind of lost power over time because fewer and fewer people prayed to them, fewer and fewer people
Which
worshipped
reminds
them,
me of
and
Asian mythology.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like
do
I
you
read the
remember the
book
game?
and then I watched the series. It's really good. So definitely recommend American Gods. So do you have anything more to say about Good Omens?
Well, actually,
Mhm.
I do have one concern.
Yeah.
One my first concern was that they might make it into 2 seasons, and now I checked. On IMDb says it will only have 7 episodes, which is okay, which would be amazing, really. If they can make it work like that, that's good. But the other thing is, I was afraid that they might add unnecessary characters or unnecessary love stories. You mentioned The Hobbit, and we all remember
Hobbit. Oh my god,
Tauriel and Kili.
horrible.
Uh,
And Legolas and
Yeah, and this whole side story that wasn't really in the books,
yeah.
which is like okay. For me, I really liked it.
I think
Maybe
like
not for you, but I really liked it.
the
Yeah,
actress, what's her name? Evangeline Lilly from Lost.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was the. She said like they asked her, "Oh, do you want to like do the Hobbit and be an elf and everything?" And she says, "Sure, but I don't want like to be in a love triangle." And they
And then
said,
they
"Sure,
put
no,
her.
no love triangle. You're like a badass elf. You're shooting people stuff." And she said, "Cool." And of course, they added a love triangle.
Yes, she will be famous for love triangles as well. Yeah, but it's okay. So yeah, that's what I have to. That's what I have to. Now it reminded me of Lost, so I'm gonna stop here. I don't want to talk about Lost because
Don't
if
talk
I
about
start on,
Lost.
I
Yeah,
won't
it's
stop.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, so that's it. That's about the Good Omens. I think I'm gonna enjoy it very much when it comes out, and you know, it looks with the good cast that they
Hmm.
have here, especially the setting they've corrected it. They did it right because it's British. It happens in Britain. They have British actors with British accents, so I think it's gonna be okay. You know, very good. Actually, I think it's gonna be very good.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's gonna be good, at least as good as American Gods, maybe even better. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I'm watching that. We are probably, maybe if we keep doing the podcast by that time, we should probably do some kind of review or something,
Oh yeah, yeah,
of
definitely,
episodes
definitely after the
because
first episode.
that's one of the shows that I'm looking forward to the most.
Mhm.
What else do we have? So Good Omens. What did we have from TV? Okay, we don't have to talk about these things. I just added them like just a random thought. So The Witcher. I know you're not like, you don't know about The Witcher that much, I guess.
I've seen videos online,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, but not really. I haven't
Yeah,
played it.
basically, The Witcher is, as everybody knows, a really famous series of video games. But before they were video games, they were a series of books, Polish,
Mhm.
by a Polish author. Forgot what's
Oh,
his name. I forget the name. Oh,
Andrei
Andrei
Sapkowski.
yeah, something
Sapkowski.
Sapkowski. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The books are pretty cool. I read the first two books, which were like. Basically, they weren't novels. They were just a series of short stories about The Witcher.
Mhm.
And the thing that was interesting about the short stories specifically, and I hope they're gonna do those short stories. Although maybe they won't. Maybe they'll go straight to the novel. But the short stories were pretty cool because they did something interesting. They subverted like the tropes of like classic fantasy and classic fairy tale and stuff like that. So the Witcher goes around and he needs to kill a troll, you know.
Mhm.
So he goes to the troll, and the troll kind of, you know, there's some shenanigans with the trolls, and then he finds out that the troll is actually the victim there. The troll is the victim. He was keeping like a woman, a maiden prisoner, or something like that. I don't remember, or a dragon. I don't remember exactly. And then it turns out that he is the victim, and then he has a long discussions with the troll, and then it turns out, and she says, "I'm not gonna kill you," or something. You're actually the guy that needs help, or something. And stuff like that. There's always a catch in each of the stories, so that was pretty cool.
Doesn't the troll remind you of the...
I don't know if it was a troll. I don't remember exactly.
Grendel?
Grendel?
So
no.
Well, because Grendel is in a way the bad guy, but if we watch it from
but in Beowulf, he kills Grendel, right? They're fighting and stuff. In The Witcher, they just basically talk.
I saw
to each other.
The guy from The Witcher, how is he called?
Geralt of Rivia.
And you're gonna say that he doesn't look like Beowulf?
Oh yeah, definitely he does. Yeah.
So I think the guy who wrote The Witcher had some definite inspiration.
Probably, yeah. He did draw inspiration from like Polish and probably Germanic, lore and Germanic like fairy tales and stuff like that. So because Polish and like Nordic and Germanic lore is probably kind of mixed up and connected because they're like close to each other.
Exactly. So actually, I wanna add something here. We haven't talked about the books that much, but there is another person who was inspired by Beowulf and wrote a book inspired by it, but it's not actually similar. Do you remember the movie called The 13th Warrior? One of my favorite
13th Warrior, yeah, but if people say it's bad, I actually liked it. When I was a kid, I was like, I love this movie.
I was so scared of it. I still
you were scared? Really?
As a kid, who were these, and I want to use the word Neanderthals. And it turns out, after checking out the Wikipedia page, I saw that, the book was called The Eaters of the Dead that inspired the movie. And that book was inspired by the myth of Beowulf, since I really want to call it the myth.
Makes sense. Even watching the movie, although probably movie is kind of quite different than the book. Even watching the movie, you can see that, yeah.
So, and then the travels of these Ahmad bin Fadlans, which were actually historical travels. So it's interesting to connect, to see how influential it can be, even if we don't see it on the first glance. So when I watched the movie for a couple of times, I said, no, this doesn't look like Beowulf, but it turns out that it does. So I haven't read that book, but I believe it's probably a really good book, and now I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, I might try to search for it and read it. Now that you mention it, but yeah, getting back to The Witcher. Basically, it's a pretty cool story. The games are also really good. The books. I mean, the books that I've read only the two story, short story kind of collections that go before the novel are awesome. And I hope Netflix is gonna. I think this is Netflix, right? I think Netflix. Netflix
for
series.
Good Omens.
No, for The Witcher.
I'm not really sure.
I think Netflix was the actual company that greenlit that, and the person who's going to play The Witcher is
Netflix, yeah, exactly.
The Superman, the guy. What's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah.
But I don't. Okay.
You don't see it?
I see it, but I don't see him as this guy.
Well, I don't know. I guess makeup can do wonders. They're gonna bleach his hair and his beard and everything. So he might be, and he's a good actor, I think.
Yeah. So he's a good actor. I really like him as Superman more than anyone who will come after him. But it's just that.
How do you know? That's what people said about what do you call Jack Nicholson, Joker. He's the best Joker. But then Heath Ledger came and blew it out of the park.
But I like every Joker so far. Really, even Jared Leto.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really say because the movie sucked so bad. I can't really say if I liked him or not.
I liked the music. The movie did suck to a certain degree, but I liked it. It had this sort of weird, unusual, very weird
Yeah.
look, and that's why I liked it because it was
Yeah,
made it was
yeah,
unusual.
but like the story,
The story
it was
did
like
fail
complete mess.
gloriously.
It
That's
was
a
a
fact.
hot
So there
mess.
was no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, the good acting crew did not manage to fix the script. That was, sort of really, really bad. But
You
if
can't
there were
fix
some
something so
modifications,
bad.
yeah, exactly. So if there were some changes made to the movie, I think it would be a solid movie. So it is for me a
As
solid
far
movie.
as I understand, they did do a lot of reshoots.
So maybe
They
the
were
movie was
like
better at
original
first.
version might have been better than the actual finished cut.
Yeah.
They
Okay. So
did do
going
a lot
back
of
to the
going back
yes,
to
you
Witcher.
want to
So
say about
you
the Witcher?
think like
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is gonna be? Yeah, I know
I
you
mean,
don't know a lot
after
about.
looking, yeah, after looking at Geralt of Rivia,
Mhm.
I cannot imagine Henry Cavill with a beard, and we all know about this whole Henry Cavill mustache controversy. Do you know about that?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so basically,
I'll send you on Facebook. I'll send you the link to. There's a picture of him wearing some armor and looking kind of like Geralt
buff.
in some other movie. Yeah.
So basically, they had to reshoot most of the Batman versus Superman since Henry Cavill couldn't shave his mustache as he was playing
Oh
in
I heard it.
what was it
There's
called,
it in
Fallout.
chat.
Yeah.
Or in
And
Fallout. Oh yeah, you
Fallout,
mean
yeah, Mission
Fallout? You
Impossible.
mean Mission Impossible Fallout? Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay, so
did they make a Fallout movie? What the heck?
yes.
I wasn't informed. What's
Why the
going on?
haters are wrong? I'm not a hater. I'm just like thinking maybe not the best man for the role, but okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So he looks like young.
Who says you're a hater?
No, but it says here you sent me the link and it says why the haters are wrong. The
Oh,
name.
that.
Okay,
Okay. I
yeah.
didn't even
Okay,
see
just a sec.
didn't even
So
see the.
yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. I just
Mhm.
imagine him like just a second. What was the last? Okay, have you seen the latest King Arthur movie?
No, I haven't seen it.
Exactly.
That's like, what do you mean exactly?
Because the actor just
Nobody's seen
doesn't
it.
look like King Arthur. It sucked. The movie.
Mhm.
People really think like it's like I saw the trailer and just the actor is not bad, but he's just not for that role. Charlie Hunnam.
I
He's
don't
just brawn, no brain.
know.
At least in my opinion. So
Yeah, but that's what I thought. Like, and a lot of people thought when they cast, what do you call him? James Bond. What do you call that actor?
oh my god, I forgot.
The
Daniel
blonde
Craig.
guy, Daniel Craig. I thought this guy. How can this guy be Bond? He looks like a freaking, he looks like a thug, basically. But
Yeah,
he was an
but
actually really good Bond.
and he's still the Bond, and
Yeah,
he will remain. Actually, he did not want to come back, but actually
yeah.
begged him to come back, and so on and so
So
on.
I think
Yeah.
depends on how they frame it, how they make the movie, how they make the show. You can make it work, I guess.
But that's
Mhm.
a big if. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
So if I mean, someone older probably with gray beard. As far as I can see
Mhm.
the pictures of this
Yeah,
guy,
yeah, but
Geralt.
Geralt is not gray because he's old. Geralt is gray because he's basically kind of like an albino mutant. Because that's like as far as I remember, that's like the Witcher. Uh, the Witcher is kind of like an order of demon killers or magical monster killers that when they're kids they get subjected to some treatment, some magical treatment, some ritual where they get injected or they give him some potions that kind of alter his DNA or some shit. I don't know,
Yeah,
something
but
like
okay.
that.
In that sense, if you want to hire an obviously Nordic
Hmm.
guy, so he is Nordic more or less. Why not hire a real Nordic guy who played serious roles before in the movies?
You're
Similar?
talking about Jamie Lannister, are you?
No, I'm
No,
talking about
okay.
Matt Mikkelsen.
Who was that guy? Matt Mikkelsen.
Matt Mikkelsen.
I never met.
You know him. He even played in the Rogue One. He played the father of this girl in Rogue One. Remember?
Mhm.
Matt Mikkelsen.
Mads
Essentially the link.
Mikkelsen. Okay,
Essentially the link.
I'm just oh, that guy. Well, yeah, he was in the, what do you call it?
Like he's seriously how do I pronounce without swearing? He's a really good guy for this role. Really, he has this dose of seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cavill seems very green when it comes to playing such serious roles, and I believe this guy Gerald is a very serious character,
Mm-hmm.
probably, except for all of his sexcapades.
Oh yeah, he's like always like he's always basically just like stone face, and his voice is like monotone and everything. You've seen if you haven't played the game, you at least seen.
I saw some videos,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
always, and maybe he's cynical at times. So definitely Mads Mikkelsen would have been the
Could-
choice for me if
Could have been,
yeah.
could have been, yeah. But
Could
I
have been,
guess
but
they're
no.
hoping they wanted Henry Cavill because, for one, he's younger. If this is going to be like a 5 or 6 year TV show or something, I don't know,
yeah.
because there are a bunch of books. If it becomes a huge success, they want an actor that's not going to be like too old in a couple of years or something.
Yeah, could be.
But yeah,
But
I think I think it can be good, but considering Netflix's recent track record, I'm kind of scared because like recently they've been pumping out like really shitty shows like Iron Fist. Oh my god! Actually, I've been watching Iron Fist, and I wrote it in the topics. I've been watching the second season of Iron Fist, and it's actually not as bad as the first one.
Okay, it's not. Yeah, so maybe they improved it. I don't know. I don't know anything about Iron Fist. So if you want, I didn't even want to watch it. When I saw the trailer, I just couldn't imagine this guy being the Iron Fist, and that's me. So it's not the show really. I just couldn't imagine. However, this guy's called Finn Jones. He's not a bad guy, probably. Just I have some stereotypes, and I don't want to.
Sorry, yeah,
don't
you
want-
don't want, yeah. Sorry, I was
do-
typing. I
didn't wanna
was
see- I didn't wanna see
communicating
him,
with the
like, it
chat.
just seemed like
Uh-huh.
it just didn't seem like the guy, and that's me. So it's not.
Okay.
I don't have anything personal against him. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
If you say so, yeah. We'll see. I don't know who the director is. I don't know if they decided on the director, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that's about The Witcher. That's about TV shows. I think we talked quite enough about TV shows. Let's move on to the next topic, and that is movies. So you sent me the link to Captain Marvel, the what do you call it?
Oh yeah, I did. Just
the
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Movie. That's a comic book movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Marvel universe. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Actually, a
would
lot
you like
of
to
people
see
have
that or not?
already. Yeah, a lot of people have already. I want to use the word dissected this
Mhm.
trailer, hoping to
And
gather
this
as many
is-
details as they can. So maybe there isn't much to say. I can give some short comments, like Brie Larson.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
that's the
I wasn't
actress,
quite
right?
attracted to her before, but now the more I watch her movies, the more I see like, hey, she really has this charisma.
Mhm.
Like she has this, and it's really good. So I think for superheroes, they need not only be strong or smart, they also need to have some kind of charisma, and especially for such an important character such as Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
I think charisma is important, and it is what will probably make this movie a hit and what will make Avengers 4
Is
probably a
she
very good
probably
movie as
gonna join the Avengers next?
yeah,
in the
definitely.
next movie?
So
Uh-huh.
she's joining. She will. People say she will have the major role in it, obviously. But I don't know. I like the trailer really, really, really.
Yeah,
so
I like the and I saw this somewhere, and that was a pretty good point. Somebody said that they like that the movie opens up with her landing in a blockbuster video. The
Oh, yeah,
famous,
yeah, exactly.
and
So
and that's
they're-
like
they're
that's like a smart directing. So that kind of shows you this is like 90s or early 2000s, or not early
They wanted,
90s or something.
90s definitely.
And
So they
and it
want-
shows you, it doesn't tell you 90s. It shows you she landed in a blockbuster. Of course, there's no more blockbuster because of Netflix and stuff. So it's kind of like it's kind of pretty cool. Yeah. And I like that it's in the 90s. Yeah, and it looks pretty cool. It looks like a fun movie. It actually, I wasn't really super excited about any superhero movie recently. I mean, we watched what did we? We watched Deadpool. Oh, you didn't see
Well,
Deadpool.
which
Two.
one?
Second one. We were supposed to go to the cinema, but you watched it in your town.
What?
Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it. I saw it. I saw
Yeah,
it in my
but I
hometown.
wasn't really excited about the other movies so much. But yeah, we should probably go and see it, I think.
Which other movie?
We're talking about Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I have the chance, definitely I will probably be niche so we can go and watch it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Hopefully it will be in my hometown as well. If not, then yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, as I said, she has that charisma. She has the good looks as they
Yeah.
expected her to have, and everything. So she has proven that she knows
And
how
my
to.
favorite part is when she punches that old lady. That was
It's
hilarious.
everyone's favorite part. And actually, people say that it's a Kree mutant or something.
Yeah,
like that.
obviously, it's not an actual old lady. Of course, everybody knows that, but it's still funny. It's still kind of funny.
It is. So don't go punching old ladies.
Of course.
Just in case.
Yeah. No, okay. Yeah. The public service announcement, guys. Don't punch old ladies. Okay. Next up, we don't have much to talk about. We're not big comic book guys. We just wanted to mention this. Next topic about movies, and then we'll move on. Avatar: The Last Airbender. We discussed this a little bit on. We were chatting about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your opinion about the announced new Avatar: The Last Airbender?
You're gonna hate me now when I say this, but I didn't think the movie was that bad.
Fuck you! Fuck you! I'm just gonna turn you off. I'm gonna continue this. Fuck off.
It wasn't
okay,
a good movie.
Becky's gone, guys. No, he is done. I'm kidding.
It wasn't a good movie. I can agree. Definitely, but the point is when I saw it before watching the anime, and that's why I was like, hey, it's not a bad movie. But then when I saw the anime, I realized, it sucks. So about this, from what we could see on IGN News, that live action series on Netflix, you had some thoughts about Netflix yourself, how they are doing right now. I think if they do this correctly, it will be really good. Maybe for me, I like animation, especially like that, but I don't know if other people like animation, so that's gonna be the problem. But obviously, movies anime inspired movies do not work. So we have seen all examples.
I don't think I've ever seen a good one.
Yeah.
I recently watched Death Note. Oh my god, that was
why did you do that?
That was a gong. I don't know. I was like, oh my god, let me. I was browsing through Netflix. I was like, I don't know what to watch. I don't want to watch a TV show. Let's see a movie. Death Note. Okay, let's watch it.
If you really wanna hate any movie, and I think this movie deserves to be hated forever, it's Dragon Ball Evolution. I will hate it as long as I'm alive.
I've seen like snippets of it, and I saw it was kind of like they made it into a high school kind of drama movie.
If any movie deserves to be hated, and I say this for very few movies, and I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball, but even if I wasn't, I would still say like, yeah, this isn't even a movie. Like I could make a better movie.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. Well, you could like we could put wigs on. I'm bald. I'll just put 3 spots here. I'm gonna be Krillin.
A lot of stuff that were made actually, ordinary people who did that actually made relatively good movies.
I've seen. You saw. I sent you that link. The one of the sagas from Dragon Ball Z. Some guys just made like a
with androids. Android 7. Is that the one?
I don't know. Like some guys just randomly put some wigs on and were goofing around and made like a overview of the whole kind of story arc.
Yeah, I saw the one.
I sent you that.
Very seriously made.
Serious.
Yeah, so seriously made by some people, doing the Future Trunks saga. Where the android 17 and
he travels through time or something.
Like
right?
they are destroying the cities and so on, and then they are like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you," and then Gohan.
Actually,
like
I have a confession now. Same in the
Public
vein
confession.
of you. I've never actually watched Dragon Ball.
No.
I'm not. I mean, I know
But
about it. I've
just don't
seen
watch Dragon Ball
a
Evolution.
few episodes, but I've never really watched it when I was a kid, and I'm too old now to get into it.
You actually are not. If
Eh,
you skip, yeah, I think I'm gonna rewatch Dragon Ball one day.
really?
So if I start rewatching Dragon Ball one day, you're definitely on my team.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah,
So that you wouldn't feel
when you come
strange
to live
watching
to my
it alone.
city, we're gonna have
Yeah.
like a binge,
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
definitely.
binge
Yeah.
nights or something like that. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
If I'm
Okay.
watching it with somebody, with you, sure. By myself, I'm probably never gonna.
Yeah, I understand. So it's the same for me with other
Mhm.
teams. Okay. You said you wanted to go back to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh
What
yeah,
are
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
thoughts
yeah. Well, yeah,
about it? Tell me.
we like to we're switching topics like crazy.
Yeah.
So Avatar: The Last Airbender. So do you think? And I've like Nicola, our friend, mentioned that they're gonna probably going to do like better this time because they will have the original writers, screenwriters, and directors for the what do you call it, the cartoon in this movie, doing this movie. So do you think it will kind of vindicate the movie?
Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure actually what to talk about, but mm, to vindicate, if you want to use such a
No,
serious
no, no,
word,
okay.
to clear of suspicion, yeah, it might be
Mhm,
similar,
mhm.
okay, to the original. Let's use the word cartoon
Yeah,
since it's not
anime
technically
cartoon.
an
Who cares? Whatever.
yeah. So
We're not gonna
it's
get
not a
into that.
cartoon actually. But what I fear is that if it's too similar
Hmm.
to the cartoon, then maybe people will not like it for exactly the same reason. So it shouldn't be different. So it shouldn't be different like the movie. Definitely, the movie didn't wasn't as good as the cartoon. But if they do it too similarly,
Hmm.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm not really sure that that's the reason people will like it
I
or something. Just
think
like,
I
yeah.
think that the thing that they need to do is do just one of the story arcs,
Mhm.
or just pick one story arc, do it, and see if the reception is good. If they're like actually going to follow. Yeah, chat is yeah, Fire is saying in chat is saying the movie
Mhm.
sucked. Yeah, if it's going to be like following the series,
Mhm.
just do the story arc, of course shorten it, but make it like tasteful and make it like hit the like emotional notes that the actual cartoon did in the original series, and maybe it could work. But yeah, it's hard. It's pretty hard, I think. They also may Netflix also put out have you seen the Dragon Prince?
Yes, I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
it, but I know it came.
It's
It came out.
also the same people who did Avatar: The Last Airbender, but just I know people complain, and it's a little bit weird. The animation is kind of
Outdated.
no,
No.
it's like the
3D
but
3D stuff.
not
Yeah,
3D. Like it's kind of weird. The
it's
animation
a
is kind of
blend.
weird.
It's a blend. Yeah. Well,
The blend, yeah, yeah.
okay. So I'm just looking at the trailer, and I don't think it's as bad as Berserk. You haven't seen Berserk, have you?
The
The new one, not the
no,
old
no.
one.
I've
Okay.
seen like some episodes of the old one, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
but the new one,
Hmm.
the animation is really similar to this Dragon Prince, but it's actually way worse. So it's people were disappointed, and even I, who
Hmm.
am a big fan of Berserk, with great music and the story, was disappointed. But let's face it, even the manga itself has been going on in different directions. But yes, going back to the Dragon
Hmm.
Prince, it does have some 3D animation included in it, which I'm actually fine with it. Fine with it,
Hmm.
since I've already seen some anime before, and I'm used to that.
Hmm.
So for me, I don't find this problematic. But I understand why some people do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, of course, I will watch it when the first season is finished.
It's
How many
finished.
seasons?
It's finished. It's
Oh, it's
Netflix.
finished.
Netflix puts out the whole
Oh, okay.
season
Oh
immediately.
yeah. Now just yeah, I'm gonna yeah.
You're downloading it tonight, right?
No,
It's
no,
it's
no, I'm not
not
downloading
it's not as
anything.
good as Avatar. Don't expect it being as good as Avatar, but it does. When I started watching, and I say this feels like this feels. I get the the feeling. Okay, we
Don't say it to Netflix.
What?
I support them. Yeah. For I will install Netflix one day.
Okay. Okay. Next,
Yeah.
we are. So I don't know why, but this is supposed to be games, and I'm supposed to have a like a overlay for games, but it turns out it's not working. So we're gonna leave the theater for this time. So yeah, this is like a test podcast. Sorry, guys, a little bit of technical issues. But yeah, we're switching on to video games. So we don't have a lot of topics for video games for today. And in general, we're probably not going to talk too much about video games in the future because, you know, you don't play a lot. I play quite a bit, but I'm not like a huge, you know.
But I follow the news related to
Yeah,
games.
yeah. So Cyberpunk 2077. Thoughts? Have you seen the trailer?
I've seen a couple of trailers, and I want to say it's amazing, and I think it's gonna be amazing if I'm able to watch it, if I'm able to play it.
Play it,
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean you probably definitely not gonna be able to run it on your PC.
Yeah, definitely not gonna be able to.
Even I'm concerned on my PC, I might not be able to.
I mean, it's everything as it should be, you know. And I don't know why, but I kind of imagine myself in it. This isn't related to games. I kind of imagine myself in one of those sci-fi stories that we like to follow. And how would I say?
You mean cyberpunky, like Neuromancer and Johnny Mnemonic and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And specifically the latest one, which is Altered Carbon. Just
Altered
that
Carbon,
universe,
that's a good show.
That universe, when you see how the flashy colors of the cities compared with the dark background and stuff. So it does really have, even though it's not the same, obviously, the same thing, it does have some similarities with, you know, the city designs and stuff like that. But everything else seems very flashy as it should be. And I don't know. I really, really just want to see it before I make any more comments. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole like there was like a 40 or 50 minute gameplay.
Really?
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
My God,
I didn't watch the whole thing just because I don't want to be spoiled like for the game. I watched a little bit, I skipped around a little bit to see like some of the scenes. The gameplay looks pretty smooth already. It looks pretty cool. They have like some kind of like an option to kind of like in Max Payne when he takes the pills and slows down time or something. This kind of thing, but it's kind of like some neural stim or something like that. Some kind of thing with that. They can do not exactly like that, but a little bit like that. And the visuals look amazing. Like it looks, it looks gritty. It looks dark. It looks like CD Projekt Red. They did The Witcher, right? And it looks it of course it's gonna be a nightmare for streamers because there's a lot of nudity. Like in the gameplay, like there's a naked woman lying in the bathtub, and like there's a guy with his like junk hanging out. They afterwards, like the main character sleeping with the guy or something. It's kind of weird.
Wasn't that one of the controversial things in The Witcher? You know,
yeah.
Escapades.
Oh yeah, sure. When I was streaming The Witcher, I was like doing some character development with some other character, and then bam, they're having sex, and I'm like, oh my God! So I have to censor, on the stream or something like that, because Twitch is pretty, pretty serious about that kind of stuff. They might even ban accounts and stuff like that. Although they don't really ban accounts for in-game nudity, but if you do it something like that too much, they might actually ban you. So yeah, it's gonna be.
What if your specialty is playing games that are related to sexual stuff and other?
Like what, Leisure Suit Larry or what?
I don't know. There are so many. How's it called? The Japanese one, Now you make me. I think it's called something like
Oh, some games are
Peach.
completely banned from Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Some of those games are completely banned. And Farisa says you can play GTA and you will not get banned. I don't know how much nudity there is in GTA. I think, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in the newer ones, probably
in the
more
newer
than
maybe more. Yeah. I don't remember
there was
like I
cursing and
played.
stuff like that. Yeah. So
Yeah, cursing is fine. No, nobody cares about cursing on Twitch. Yeah, he says that there's loads of nudity in GTA. So yeah.
yeah. Probably.
But yeah, it looks good. It looks very beautiful, very polished, very smooth. The gameplay, of course, the gameplay trailer is like. Oh, you typed that, yeah.
I found it.
Probably banned. A lot of those games are banned from Twitch. You can't really stream them. So yeah, could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to stream this at all.
Yeah, that would be like awkward. It was awkward for me streaming just The Witcher. Like, can't imagine.
Yeah.
You know, doing that. Like I was like, you know, it's kind of weird. Even the first game, first Witcher, there's not a lot of stuff like that. Witcher second game is like has some hot and steamy moments. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. The cyberpunk genre in general, it's kind of making a comeback recently, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm even thinking about writing a book in that genre. Yeah. You know, I thought, yeah, but we're not gonna discuss that publicly.
No.
We're gonna see. What else? This is kind of stupid. We're gonna just shortly discuss this. The Battlefield thing. So we talked about it yesterday. Did you watch the trailer? That was like a couple weeks ago, so it's a little bit of old news. But you saw the trailer, right?
I haven't. So
so basically, the trailer is like Battlefield. You know, kind of is supposed to be kind of very realistic and like the World War. I don't know if it's World War I or World War II.
It's World War I, I think now.
World War I maybe, and it's supposed to be very realistic how they were fighting, how troops like deployed and stuff like that. And this one, the trailer featured a female character, and people went ballistic. I don't really play Battlefield. I don't know, and not only female character who has like a artificial arm or something. And I think
now it's
she's like she's kind of like a steampunk something. I don't know. So people went crazy with that. I guess probably because of realism. Although they say it's sexism and stuff like that, I don't know.
Today everyone is.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that. Which I understand. Like the main character, the female character is British, and I don't think a lot of British women fought.
Well, actually, a lot of them were nurses. If you remember,
nurses and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think if they really wanted to have realistic depiction of women in the world wars, they could have gone with a Russian female character, because there was Russian female platoons in the World War I or II. I don't remember. In Serbia we had some female, although not as many, I think, but we did have female fighters.
The most decorated.
Yeah. Female fighter. Yeah, Milunka Savic, right? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had in Serbia and a bunch of other countries had female fighters. French resistance in World War II. Also, there was a lot of female fighters there, or a number of them. I don't know exactly. So they could have done it realistically if they wanted a woman, you know, in the battlefield, but they needed to make her British for some reason. I don't know why. So that's my criticism. I don't really know about the controversy that much, so I'm not, you know, I'm
neither,
not sure.
But I want to add some comments now that we started talking about this. What if, you know, first, I think they did it for a couple of reasons. First, equality, obviously, and so on. I don't want to start with this.
Yeah,
but the second reason is that we need some men really like female superhero to play with female superheroes, and there is no one who could tell me otherwise.
Superheroes?
Okay.
What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
like Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Lara Croft, is she a man or a woman? She's a woman.
Yeah, but that's not a historical game, though.
Never mind.
Mhm.
Never mind. So Battlefield has stopped being a historical game a long time ago.
I don't know. I don't even play it, so I don't know really. Yeah.
So they stopped, with the future stuff. When they introduced this future stuff, that's when they stopped actually. But never mind. So they're trying to have some historical realism, which is okay. But take into consideration characters like Lara Croft and probably other similar. I can only think of the one from Portal, which is that's a spoiler.
Portal? Is that a female character in Portal? I didn't even know.
Oh.
I never played it.
Yeah, you never played Portal? Okay,
no. My brother played it. I watched him play it for a while, but I never.
It's an amazing game, really. So that's spoiler alert for Portal 2. You definitely should put it. So, but yeah, actually, when that revelation came, everyone was, but it's still good. So no one had this controversy as they do today. So basically,
yeah, but Lara Croft was originally a female character.
Yeah, definitely. Right? So there are a lot of strong female leads in games, which is good. And I think this should be, this shouldn't even be a controversy. So let her be the main character. So what? She's objectified. Lara Croft wasn't objectified 20 years ago.
No, she's not. Like, definitely not. She's wearing a uniform. She has this like weird steampunk arm. You should look at the trailer when we finish.
I'm just looking at something about controversy.
Yeah. But, so there's no. She's not sexy or anything. It's just like normally dressed.
Because she's not sexy. I don't know.
No, they're complaining. As far as I understand, I don't know. They were complaining that it doesn't it basically doesn't seem realistic with like the female British main character and the steampunk arm, as far as I understand. But yeah, I don't know. Just my thought on it. If they wanted to make a female character, they could have done it more historically. Correct.
But it's okay, everyone likes British people, British accents. So why Lara Croft is also British?
Yeah, but they could have done a Russian accent. What's the harm?
Yeah, no one would like that.
I don't know.
I mean, I would like.
I mean, like you watched what do you call it? Avengers.
Yeah.
The female character, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
She's Russian, right?
Yes.
Nobody has a problem with that.
Black Widow, yeah.
Black Widow, yeah. Okay.
but she's okay. But I wouldn't say her accent is really Russian. But okay, never mind. So I understand.
I don't remember her accent. Okay.
Yeah. I still feel that this is what the audience wants. We all find that.
Yeah, but the thing is, people. A big part of the audience of Battlefield didn't like it.
Oh.
As far as I understand, that's why people, a lot of people were angry about that.
Maybe this will attract new audience.
Maybe they want to attract female players. I don't know.
Yeah, now I really want to play the game, even though I'm
probably not going to play it. Yeah.
I wouldn't have any problem with playing a main female character. That's okay. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. So I find this issue pointless. Really.
It is just I was just spitballing some topics for our first test. I didn't think too much about the topics for this. To tell you the truth, I just wanted to test the podcast. So I just threw some topics that we can talk about off the cuff for now. But yeah, for the next podcast, which if this turns out well, we'll think a little bit more seriously about the topics, and you should add some topics too, because not to go only by my things. Okay, books. Moving on to books. So what are you reading right now?
Actually, I finished reading The Ugly Little Boy, and
Ugly Little Boy. Yeah. So how do you like it?
Actually, it's definitely something I'm interested in, and I read on Wikipedia that Isaac Asimov said that it's one of his 3 favorite books.
Really? So, okay, yeah. But it's kind of like it's not like these huge sci-fi things, and
But
it's
when
like
did
it's
you read it? Have you read the? Sorry for interrupting. Have you read the short story or the prolonged version
I've read the
that
short
was how?
story, the short story.
Oh, that's the problem.
Hmm.
So actually, it was expanded by Robert
I've
Silverberg.
heard, yes, yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
that it was expanded, yeah.
I
So for
haven't
those,
read the short
just
story.
a
Like,
second, for
yeah,
those of you who
yes.
don't know what The Ugly Little Boy is, it's a book about. It's one of the first books by Isaac Asimov, I think, or
I'm
early one
yeah,
of his
but it
early
was a
books.
story, so it was a
Story,
story,
yeah, one of his
So
early stories where basically there's some like group of scientists or some company that makes a time machine, and in that
mhm,
time machine they can take like they manage to pluck basically a Neanderthal boy from prehistory and like
mhm,
keep it there. And there was like this like relationship between the boy and the nurse that was in charge to take care of him, and like all the prejudice about his like you know about him being a monkey, and I guess probably connected to some racism issues and stuff like that. I don't know. So yeah, it's a pretty cool book story. I read the story. I haven't read the
mhm.
book.
Yeah, so the book was
Hmm.
expanded a little bit to give the additional sort of story
Hmm.
of the Neanderthals
Hmm.
from which the boy came. So it's actually really, offering a different view
Hmm.
of that period, let's
Hmm.
say. So
I should read it then. I think.
yeah, it's okay, really.
Hmm.
If you didn't, but if you can, definitely do that. And I didn't actually want to finish it. I have some books that I really start and then I'm like, nah, I don't want to finish it. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
you
I
do
did
that
finish
too.
it.
I do that with TV shows often.
I was like,
Like
it's
I
close to
don't
the
watch the
ending, and I was like,
last two episodes of a TV show that I really like. I don't know.
but I was like, I had to, so I postponed it for a
Hmm.
couple of days. I was like, okay, I have some other stuff to read. So basically, I want to read a lot of stuff by Isaac Asimov.
Hmm.
Why I read this is because I'm writing my own novel, and I wanted to see how and what I was missing. And it turns out that in my novel I dealt mostly with
Hmm. Okay,
other
don't
stuff.
say stuff that
No,
you
I will
don't
not.
want
Okay,
getting
just a
out.
second. I'm gonna talk
Uh-huh.
about the ugly little boy. Just
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
point.
but I say don't say stuff that you don't
Oh,
want you want to keep a secret for your novel.
no,
So
it's not a secret
that.
actually. Like,
Okay.
who knows whether when
Hmm.
I'll publish my novel. So never
Hmm.
mind. Basically, they do a lot of details. It's in the small details how they describe the Neanderthals and how people react to them.
Hmm.
I always thought, in my writing and in my life, I thought like, when I see an Neanderthal, I would be like, hey, it's just another human being or something
Hmm.
similar. But obviously, people's reactions, they really do talk about racism in that sense
Hmm.
that it's really, really strong. Like they say, like, oh, look at his weirdly shaped brows and the
Hmm.
chin and the nose and stuff like that. Like, why does he have
And
such a
that's
big
like
nose?
in the book when they went back through time to prehistoric times or something, right?
Uh, what do you mean? No, I'm talking about the ugly little boy.
Like little boy, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
there is not, in the
Hmm.
book itself, the prehistoric time does not deal with people going into the past, except if it,
Ah, uh-huh.
spoiler alert,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't say
Blue
that. Don't
comes
say
in it.
that yet.
So, but basically, the whole book is two separate stories of
Hmm.
people in the Neanderthal tribe in the past,
Hmm.
and
Ah, okay, okay.
the
Yeah, yeah,
world
yeah.
of
I
the movie
read
took.
something about that.
So,
Yeah.
but basically, how other people interact with the ugly little boy makes me feel like that's how they would interact with any person who whether has some disabilities,
Hmm.
mental
Hmm.
disabilities,
Hmm.
or some problems in general. So I think that actually it made me feel like, wow, it's very easy to mistreat children, human children. I'm not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Or in
yeah, so
general, like yeah, yeah, like you said,
in
yeah.
general, because
That's a good point. Yeah, and that's also probably interesting parallel between maybe people, some kids with disabilities, and how they treat them in schools, and how like the society treats those kinds of people as well.
exactly, so that's the
Hmm.
biggest problem, and how when the experiment was over, they did not have any use of him. So you remember that. So there was
Yes, yes.
the society just wants to know, instead of, as the Edith Fellows, the nurse
Hmm.
actually loved the child really
Hmm.
and bonded with we did with him. I still want to use the word him as it was him.
Hmm.
The people on the other side rejected him as as the other. So myself and the other. So it's a very philosophical theme,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really. So very
Definitely, and
simple.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't expect that from like such a, it's like not a really
Not
popular
really
science fiction
hardcore
novel, a
science
hardcore
fiction.
science
Yeah.
fiction. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely Ugly Little Boy. You guys, if you're interested, you can even read the short story. But if you have more patience,
Mhm.
maybe you can try the novel. Definitely check it out. I think there's even an audiobook on YouTube. I listened to the audiobook on YouTube, actually.
Yeah, I've listened to the audiobook as well, but not on
Okay.
YouTube.
So yeah,
Yeah.
one other thing. So sorry, do you have anything more to say
Yeah,
about this?
I'm just gonna
Hmm.
type it as well. Never mind. So yeah.
Oh yeah, type it in the
Yeah.
chat. So
So yep.
another thing I wanted to talk about, another book I wanted to talk about, and that this made a hell of an impression on me. It's like I don't usually. Okay, good. Yes, I don't usually read mystery novels.
Mhm.
I'm not a big fan. I've read like basics, Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, those kind of things, but usually, or more recently, Millennium. The girl with the dragon tattoo. That was
Mhm.
a good one. But I read Gone Girl. Oh my god, that was crazy. That's like you heard of that? There's a movie,
I've heard of the
Ben Affleck.
movie.
So
So
I can't really talk about it too much without spoiling. But let me set the like
I don't
basic.
plan on watching it, so don't worry.
But yeah, I'm not
I'm
not only
joking.
for
For
you,
you, for other
for
people.
listeners, for viewers.
Yeah.
So basically, this guy
Mhm.
and his wife move back to his hometown because his mother is sick, so they have to take care of her, and they have some like marital issues and stuff like that. And one day he goes to the bar. He has a bar. He's like a bar owner or something. He goes to the bar. He comes back, and she's gone. And then you have a lot of like you know issues like the police come and detectives kind of accuse him, and he's trying to, so we don't know if he did it or he didn't do it, and like there's a bunch of crazy stuff that happens in this book, but it's very difficult to, yeah, I can't really say much more than that because that would be spoilers. I think maybe I might have even said too much even now. So definitely a good read. I haven't seen the movie. I'm sure it's good as well. But yeah, the
Mhm.
book is pretty good, and like it has like interesting twists and interesting like the writing is good as well. I enjoy the writing, like the like story, like stories written. Some of the stories uh told through journals and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and there's an
Oh,
interesting thing about that as well. So yeah, pretty good book. One of the better books that I've read recently, definitely.
Conquer. What about the girl on the train? Have you seen
I
that movie?
haven't. The Girl on the Train. What was that? That's something sci-fi something. Huh?
I'm not really sure. It's similar as the Gone Girl,
Really?
so I think so. I'm
Oh,
not really
okay.
sure. I
I,
just saw
I've
the
I've
trailer.
heard of that. I've never. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, I'll take a look at. That's a movie, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a movie.
Mhm.
It's a movie.
So yeah, that's a book that I wanted to talk about. And what am I reading right now? I just finished reading on kind of a weird old style science fiction novel called The Lovers,
Okay.
and I'm gonna type it in chat. Uh, it's a kind of weird like, post-apocalyptic book where it's not post-apocalyptic because like it's post-apocalypse, but the society kind of developed, but it became very very regressive and very like strict, and they have like rules for everything. They have like uh their marriage is basically arranged. They could kiss like he meets his wife and they can kiss only once, and they have to like have sex at a particular time of day, and it's kind of a very weird like a take on like a regressive
Mhm.
society, kind of like 1984, something like that. So it was interesting. I mean, it's not the best novel I've read, but it was pretty interesting. So yeah.
Yeah. So Zamyatin we as well, which
Yeah,
probably
of course, but
inspires
that's a
from.
famous one. That's everybody knows about that,
So
right?
everyone knows about those. But yeah,
Actually, not everybody, but just people who like science fiction know about that. I think not everybody.
that's that's what I'm always worried about when I write something, and I think like, wow, um, how can I present this in a way that no one else has presented? As most of the things have already been said. What consists of a repressive society and so on and so on. And in my novel as well, which isn't a big spoiler, I do have a repressive society does exist. Let's
Really?
say, yeah. So
Sorry,
that's
which one?
the Nefine that
Really?
I'm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
the
haven't
Snowman.
gone in far enough into it to.
Yeah,
I just
you
read
haven't.
the beginning of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's actually supposed to be a prequel to the story or something. Whatever. It
Story.
doesn't
Okay, I
really
know
matter.
the other story. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. The other, and it's actually.
But yeah,
How
talk about the point because people don't
yeah.
know what we're talking
Don't
about.
know. Yeah, really. Even I'm not sure what I'm talking about right now at this moment. So basically, um, how to represent an oppressive society. We all know what are the characteristics about it, limiting our freedoms in any possible way. So, but the point is, I believe a lot of oppressive societies do not necessarily allow you to limit your freedom per se. It's just that they control you in some other way. So that's the difference between
You
1984 versus
or
Brave New
Brave New
World.
World. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So
Yeah, because Brave New World is
yeah, you
kind
can.
of much more prophetic than 90. I mean, not much more prophetic in a different way. Prophetic in the Western society kind of way, more than in like
It's like
type of communist, countries like North Korea or something. What are you?
yeah, as I said, this is a very very interesting thing to know. So with all these repressive societies, whether it's censorship, which is simply what we imagine to be a repressive society, or a society where you have too much, where you have absolute freedom, but actually you don't know what to do with it. Simply you cannot do anything with it.
Yeah. And it's like
Basically
it's you
pass you away
have
anyway.
temptations of distractions of
Yeah.
of stuff that maybe we are like partaking a little bit talking about pop culture and movies and TV shows because that's kind of a part of it, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know. So we are kind of doing that as well, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So simply put, I really wasn't sure how to present my, that's the enemy, let's say. And in reality, my novel has turned out to be very confusing even for me personally. So, but we'll see about that. So, who is the actual enemy? Like when you find yourself in a situation that, maybe the real enemy is not this repressive society, the other, but maybe something within me or within you yourself. So maybe how are we contributing to what happens around us? But that's mostly
Yeah.
philosophical. So I've been
Yeah,
reading a
of
lot of
course.
philosophical
And
books.
that goes
Okay, that goes too much.
goes to the difference between like actual oppressive, like physically oppressive, forcefully oppressive societies, and more oppression through what they call, uh, you know, basically temptation in like induction culture, all of those things that kind of like oppress on your mind more than on actually your limitations of freedoms and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
No, not oppress on oppress, sorry, I apologize. We are not native English speakers, even though we try our best. Sometimes we make mistakes with grammar and stuff and pronunciation. So we apologize for that. Okay, so I think that will be quite enough for our first podcast. We have we've been hour and a half. I told you, hour and a half. That's a good time.
Format,
yeah. I think that's a good hour and a half, depending on how much we like to talk. So yeah, that will be it. So what I wanted to say at the end of this, I think this was a successful test. I think we can probably continue doing this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'm pretty cool. Yeah.
So,
but there is one issue. We don't have a name yet. We should talk about the name ourselves. Is if anybody in chat or any, like, I don't know if we are going to upload this or where we're going to upload this. We need a name. We need a name for the YouTube channel. We need a name for the podcast. You have to upload the podcast in the podcast. There's a website that distributes. So we need a name for that before we actually start to do this regularly. So chat, everybody, like, suggestions are welcome. Becky, you think about it as well. If
I thought of one solution
okay,
yesterday,
yeah, sure.
but I forgot it actually. So
write it down. Write
night,
all of the ideas down.
Because
so that's
I was about to go to bed, and I was like, nah.
Okay, write all of the ideas down. Next week we should set aside a segment to discuss it, because I don't know where to upload this. I'm recording it. I don't know where to upload it. We don't have a YouTube channel. We don't have anything.
We're gonna make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we should make a YouTube channel. We should make a podcast platform, because you need to make a platform for a podcast. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but I think we can. Not too much.
Yeah, you're a rich guy.
I'm a rich guy. You're talking to me. You're working nonstop all day, every day.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm rich.
Okay. Yeah, so that will be it, guys. So thank you very much for listening to us. I think it was a successful trial run. We are going to finish this one for today, but yeah, I think we're gonna do you want to do this time every week, same time every week?
Of course.
I think Sunday is a good,
maybe even Fridays.
We can do Fridays too. So yeah, we'll see, but definitely we'll probably set a schedule, so people who want to
Friday or Sunday.
Yeah. People who want to listen, can join in. So that will be it for today, guys. I'm going to stop recording the podcast. Thank you so much for joining. I'll definitely keep you guys posted about the next one and about the name and about everything. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye
everyone.